composite gloves here, and this is another sound design with Harmor. So again, if you have not checked out the sound design, how to Harmor from the ground up, go check that out, because I'm going to be just covering sound design principles, not what buttons and knobs do. And I do give examples there too, so you could learn sound design there as well if you're like, oh my gosh, but I want to learn sound design. So okay, here's the demo sound. I believe this is the last one in the bass area. There might be more, but and I'm always subject to adding more, like who knows. This is a metal Reese sound. Well, not Reese, just a metal sound. So I listened to some tracks, and some of them have these like crazy metallic sound things. And you might be wondering, how do I make those cool metallic sounds? Well, here's an example. Now, I went kind of nuts because that's just what you do when you have an idea of something you want to accomplish. You tend to just move around till you get something you like. I'm not going to show you how to make this sound. We're going to make it. Or we're going to make it sound similar at least. So open up Harmor, go to a new pattern. So here's our default Harmor with the beautiful sine wave that we always start with, like it in the beginning. Would I say sine wave? I meant saw wave. There was a saw wave. So okay, so what we're gonna do is we have this spectral display section. Metallic sounds usually have like little clusters, and the harmonics are there, but they're really distorted. They're pushed all over places, and they have these funky resonances. So we're going to simulate that, and that's all you really need to do. Now here, I used a bandpass to move around to isolate part of the spectrum. I could choose something else. I could choose like a high pass. Or something like a low pass. So yeah, like you're not limited to that. I just chose that because that was just when I was creatively making decisions. Maybe I'll change it later, but filters make a big difference here. So let's talk about this. Now you'll notice in my sound design, I don't go in here all that often. I could probably come in here more often and do cooler stuff, but this is like, if I really wanted to get like annoyingly complex, but we're just trying to make particular kinds of sounds. So anyways, let's start making that. So we're going to change the frequency. First, I'm going to lower an octave because we're making like bass sort of metallic textures, like this monster in the basement, some kid's house. He's afraid of bananas. I don't know. So we start off with this. I'm going to use, actually, I'm going to just put it on custom shape because I don't have anything I want to do yet. We could even maybe use the custom shape. So here's the EQ. I don't know why I've like not done anything yet. Okay, so first off, we're going to need some high frequency stuff. So I'm going to turn the width up, and you see we get this overlay, and I'm going to just mess with the shift and gap settings to get me some harmonic randomness. Next, I'm going to turn my resonance all the way up, and we get some nice resonance. I'm going to turn the width up too. I tried messing around. This can give a metallic texture, but if your frequency's moving, that could be really problematic. I'm going to go to Bandpass. Now, we've already sort of got something going on. I'm going to EQ it a little bit here. And at this point, I want my filter to be a little bit wider. And now I'm going to turn reverb on. I'm going to turn up the decay a little bit, turn it not so wet. So that already sounds kind of nice, but here we'll add a little chorus to it, modulate the depth. I want to spread out these harmonics a bit more, so I'm going to turn my prism up. And that already sounds like that's it. That's the sound. That's what we want. So we're already done, but we can get even crazier. Let's see what else we can do to make it more interesting. Be interesting to tear in this. I tried doing hertz, but it didn't work out so great. Here, it seems to be working out better. I kind of like this sound more. Let's see here. Now, something I was thinking about doing was putting an envelope on there. I like the default way it is. It's maybe a longer attack, but with a really sharp, not envelope, but a really sharp width, we have, I don't like, it's like too sharp. We're going to need to apply some EQ and bring down the upper end when you're doing sounds like this. Now we can turn the phaser on. That'll also create some interesting resonant relationships. What would be neat too is if we recorded it and then reversed it. That'd be like crazy. And we can add a sub. So yeah, that's all that. Yeah. So we have this one. Now, if you're curious about what I did there, because now you understand it. So I messed with the harmonizer, finished my words, got prism, distortion, and I did use, I used some compression here. I turned the pluck on because I wanted a bit more of that click attack. The other one, I went for a smooth approach. We have blurred, messing with a few things in there. On the envelopes, my EQ is a mess. Not really. It's got a mid boost. That's pretty much it. And a high and low cut. That's all I messed with. I thought for sure I'd mess with more. Harmonic randomness. Anything you can do to displace these harmonic series is something that will make it sound more metallic if you represent it with unusual resonances at varied spots. So like you only show part of it and it's got weird resonance in and relationships. Phase though, let's try messing with that. Let's turn the phase random on. Ooh, man, that sounds... If you have speakers that support low-end stuff, man, that sends tingles down my spine. I like that. And let's see here. Actually, pretty cool with this. I would use this. Maybe layer them together and get something weird out of it. Now, what else did I do here? I distorted. That's what's giving it the grit. And it's not that loud. You can press it, turn it up later. Everyone's got a volume knob, so it's not like this is the end of the world that it's soft. In fact, soft sound design might be more helpful to you because you're not getting tricked into it sounding the way you want just because it gets louder. That's something that a lot of people just fall for. Oh, it's louder. I do use tremolo here to try and vary it up. It doesn't do that much right now, so I'm going to just leave it off. There was one other thing. Oh, yeah, I wanted to try distortion on this guy. See what that did. Not sign crush like ribbon. Whoa, okay, I like that. That sounds nice. All right, so that's it for this video. If you have any questions, let me know. Drop things in the comments. Like, what did you eat for tonight? What's your favorite meal? Did you go on a date? Keep it modest in the comments. And subscribe. And have a blessed day. Opposing gloves. Reversing.